I'm going to get into the first question. It's on victims and pleasure. I'm not going to read the full thing because it's actually extremely long, but I'm just going to read the first couple sentences. Put simply, I just finally realized and accepted that I love being helpless. Now, of course, I'm a multifaceted, multi-dysfunctional person, but this seems pretty big. I self-sabotage and deceive myself to keep being weak and vulnerable. It's comforting to lack accountability and responsibility. That it's why I can't wake up in the mornings, can't hold a job, why I dropped out of college, why I won't practice instruments, and then there's a balloon list of things that he cannot do. So what I want you to do is I want everybody listening to this, you do not want to be a victim in life. That is probably the worst mindset, one of the worst mindsets one could put them Sorry, I fumbled over my words like crazy. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can do. If you are a person who chooses to be a victim and finds comfort in being a victim, you need to change your mindset. You need to be disgusted at even the fact that you brag about being a victim. You need to wake up and take responsibility for your actions. This behavior is similar to a child, as if that they do not want to take responsibility for anything in life. What you need to do if you are a victim is you need to get up. You need to get up and take responsibility for your life. It's not funny. It's not cool to be a victim. The only thing you are doing is burdening yourself and other people, which is not cool. It's not funny. People are going to look at you like you're a loser, like you're a joke. And I know deep down you do not want to do that. You said that you find comfortability, or you're comfortable because you don't have to do anything. And when someone says something like that, I know that deep down they have such a massive hole in their personality. Something happened to you. Something happened to you, whether it be a year ago or a month ago, that you don't want to try in life anymore. I know this, and you have to go. I'm not even going to go into it. I want to talk about what's happening right now in your life. Is that you need to take responsibility. You need to set goals. You need to get your life together. Because if you find comfort in being a victim, you will manifest your life to where the only outcome is that you are a loser. There's nothing else. Nobody finds joy in being miserable. You've tricked your mind to where you can be comfortable with being a victim, with doing nothing, because it feels better for yourself. You set no standard, so you feel better for yourself. In actuality, you are the only person hurting yourself. I want everybody listening to this, you may not fit into that mold, but so many people out there set their own roadblocks so that they're comfortable with being at the bottom. They're comfortable with not trying. They're comfortable with not striving for anything, because you want to know what? Society rewards that. You can go out, if you don't feel comfortable in your life, if you don't like the way your life is, you can binge on social media. You can binge a TV show. You could binge anything nowadays. You can binge video games to run away from your life, to run away from your responsibilities. And slowly, when that's compounded over years and months, you will manifest yourself where you are at the bottom, and life will not pick you up when you are at the bottom. It'll keep stepping on you. It'll keep pushing you down until you are at zero, and then it will walk away. And if you try to pick yourself back up, it's going to step on you even harder. You need to wake up and understand that you are the only roadblock in your life. You set the standard when you wake up and when you go to sleep. You make those decisions why you didn't go to the gym. You make those decisions why you didn't chase your goals. You make that decision. Why did I spend 2 hours on my phone when I could have spent 2 hours, 1 hour, 20 minutes on my dream, on my goals? You make that decision. Nobody else does. You need to realize that you are given the most precious thing on earth, which is life, and you are blowing through it. You need to wake up and realize that you are blowing through the most precious thing in the world. It's not money, it's not time, it's your life. Do not waste your life. Do not waste your time. Why are you so happy with being at the bottom? Now let's go into it. Let's actually dive deep. Let's go backwards in your life. I'm not a real proponent in saying let's go back in time, but for this case, I'm going to go back in time with you. You need to go back and reflect on a time where you really tried in something and you failed. It might have been something, whether it be small, like in elementary school, where people laughed at you. You could have done a public speaking thing and you might have bombed. But you need to identify what exactly happened in your past that shaped you like this, because you weren't born a loser. You weren't born a failure. You let life bully you and condition you and mold you into that. But you are not a loser. I'm here to tell you, you are not a loser. You are not a failure. You are not anything that this world tells you. But you're walking around like it's, and you've manifested it into your reality. You have to go back in time, realize what exactly happened, and I want you to revisit that memory. And I want you to do this. I want you to heal. I want you to go back. It might have been a scarring moment, but I want you to go back in absolute detail. And I want you to recall what shattered you as a person. I want you to go back and reflect, what was the exact memory that scarred me for life? I want you to relive it, and I want you to heal from it. Thinking about your past and not healing means nothing. I want you to heal from it. You might need to love it. You might need to cry through it. You might need to scream through it, but you need to cope with it. You need that self-reflection in order to heal. I know you don't like being a loser. I know you don't like being a failure. But those are labels that you put on yourself because of what the world told you you are. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to remind you that you are more powerful than you think. You are more powerful than you think. At ages 20, 30, 40, 50, you can be whoever you want in life. The door is wide open. It's just that so many people find comfort in mediocrity that they never strive for anything. You want to get to that point where you want to strive. You have a fire under you. You have your motivation. You have to understand that. You have to grow from that. Without that, you're just going to keep feeling like a loser, keep feeling like a failure, keep sitting in your bed like you're nothing. When I'm telling you, you are something, you are special. Stop letting the world tell you things about yourself that you are not. Until you get to that point, until you can realize that you are not a failure and you can do anything, I can't help you. It's almost like I've got to that point in this podcast where I've talked about it so much, and I realize that it's almost like we're seeing through two different lenses. Like, I can see your potential, but you can't. And I'm trying to show you who you truly are, but it's just not, you're not seeing it. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, how many times you have to hear me say this, but you need to understand and remember who you truly are, who is your true essence. It's not the person who you are right now. I understand that, but let's do things to wake that person up. You need to do that for yourself, by yourself, with yourself. If you can't do that, then you're gonna forever feel like this. But I just want you to remember that you can do it. That took a little longer than anticipated answering that question.